My dear student, welcome to Mathematics of Ninth Standard. I welcome to our channel eSchool. We are seeing chapter 1 sets. Before this practice set 1.4, we have already uploaded different videos regarding theory of sets, types of sets, Venn diagram, then union, intersection of set, disjoint of set, and now we are seeing practice set 1.4. This is the first example in that if number of element in a set is equal to 15, then number of a intersection b is given as 29, then number of a union b is given as 29, number of a intersection b is given as 7, and you have to find that number of b sets. So formula is what? That we have to calculate that n of a union b is equal to number of elements in a plus number of elements in b minus number of elements in a intersection b. Okay, and it has given that a union b, it is given as 29, so I am writing here 29 is equal to number of element, that is a is given as 15. We have to calculate the number of elements in b minus number of element a intersection in b is given as 7. So n of b is equal to, that we can calculate it as 29 minus 15 plus 7. Okay, and that comes out to be uh, 29 plus 7 is 36, 36 minus 15 is 21. So n of b is equal to 21. Then second example we have to see. In a hostel there are 25, there are 125 students, and out of which 80 drink tea, okay, 60 drink coffee, 20 drink tea and coffee both. Then you have to find the students who do not drink tea or coffee, who do not drink tea or coffee. So when I am calculating this, we have to draw with the help of the concept of universal set. Along with that Venn diagram, your ideas will be more clear. Okay, so in a hostel there are 125 students. Okay, so it is 125 students. Okay, this is the set of universal set. This is universal set, and out of that 125 students, out of which 80 drink tea. So I am drawing, this is a set of students who drinks tea. Okay, and this is the set of students who drinks tea, and how many and what is the quantity of that? 80 students. Okay, and I am drawing the another set of coffee. Okay, how many students drink coffee? 60 students drinks coffee, but there are 20 students are there, that 20 students drink tea and coffee both. So these 20 students I am depicting by this is the intersection. Okay, so from this you can calculate that only the students who are drinking tea, then I can calculate it as, with the help of what I want to calculate. Suppose students who are drinking, students who drink only tea, I can calculate, that is 80 minus 20 is equal to 60. Okay, so I am calculating this, only they are drinking tea. Okay, this is 80 minus 20, it comes out to be 60. Okay, then I have to calculate that the students who drink only coffee. This is very easy matter to understand, that 60 students who take coffee. Okay, but if suppose you have to find out the students who drink only coffee, that is 60 minus 20. 60 minus 20, it comes out to be 40. Okay, so when you find out the number of student, that is the T union C, then I can calculate that T union C as 60 plus 20 plus 40. Okay, so 60 plus 20 plus 40, it comes out to be 120. It comes out to be 120. You know that these are the students that we have calculated, that this is the union of students that are 60, 20 and 40. But you know that what is this universal set comprises of? 125 students, and we have to find the students who do not drink tea or coffee. Okay, so out of that 125 students, we have calculated that 120 students who drink, okay, either tea, coffee or both. Okay, so in order to find out that students who do not drink tea or coffee can be calculated as, this is the set of universal set. So when you are calculating that, n of u minus, okay, number of T union C is equal to what? We can write it, n of u is 125. We have calculated that number of students, that is the that are drinking tea, coffee or both, that is equal to 125. So 120. So 125 minus 120, it comes out to be 5. These are the 5 students. So students who do not drink, okay, tea or coffee is equal to how much? It is 5. It is 5. So this is the answer. So this is the very conceptual method to solve your problem with the help of universal set and with the help of this drawing Venn diagram. How many students they are taking tea, how many students they are taking coffee, what is the intersection, what is the union of this, and then we have to calculate that students who do not drink either tea or coffee. So like that you have to solve this. Then we have to see the third example. So in that third example, the that is also based on what? It is also based on the second example, that how we have solved. In a competitive examination, 50 students passed in English. How many students? 50 students pass in English. 60 students pass in maths. 40 students pass in both the subjects, maths and English. Okay, none of them fail in both the subjects. Okay, none of them fail. Find the number of students who pass in at least one of the subject. So for this, you know that in a competitive exam, that 50 students pass in English. Again you have to use the concept of that universal set, drawing along with this concepts of Venn diagram. I am drawing this Venn diagram, and you have to solve it step by step, my dear student. When what is given, if suppose sometimes I am not writing that what is given, but in a competitive exam 50 students pass in English, so I am taking this one of the set of English student. Okay, how many students are there? 50 students. Okay, and this is the set of English. Okay, then second set is what? It is the set of mathematics. It is the set of mathematics. How many students are there? 60 students pass in mathematics. But there is another intersection of English and math. that is 40 passed in both the subjects. That means this is the place where both the students have passed, that is they have passed in English and mathematics both. Okay, and this is the universal set, this is the universal set. So you have to calculate first of all. How you can calculate that? I want to calculate that how many students only pass in English. So I can calculate the students passed in only English. I can calculate it as 50 minus 40, that comes out to be equal to 10. Okay, it is 50. Okay, minus 40, it comes out to be 10. Then second is what? Students passed in only math. I can calculate it as, this is the math student, 60 minus 40. 60 minus 40, it comes out to be 20. Okay, 60 minus 40, it comes out to be 20. So when you take the union of all this, when you find out that number of students that passed in English and math, that comes out to be 10 plus 40 plus 20. Okay, that means what? We are calculating the number of students who passed in at least one of the subjects, and that comes out to be 40 plus 20 is 60 plus 10 is 70. Okay, this is the answer. So what is that? Students who pass in at least one of the subject is 70. So your answer is equal to 70. So this is very, again, simple method. So total number of students, so we can calculate it as the total number of students passed in either either English or in mathematics, that is equal to 70. That is equal to 70. So this is your final answer. Then fourth example we have to see. What is that fourth example? Don't look to the length of the problem. Okay, though the problem is big, that means that it will be very complex. No, don't think of that. First of all, read it two times, twice, thrice. uh, a survey was conducted to know that the hobby of 220 students in the class 9th, out of which 130 students inform about their hobby in rock climbing. How many students have informed? 130. 180 students have informed about their hobby in sky watching. There are 110 students who follow both the hobbies. Then how many students do not have any of the two hobbies? That is the first question. Second question, how many of them follow the hobby of rock climbing only? And third question is that how many of them follow the hobby of sky watching only? So these are the three problems. First of all, read it twice, thrice. First of all, understand the problem. Again, you have to use the concept of universal offset with Venn diagram. And that is very easy method to understand and solve. You know that first of all we are drawing a universal set, and in that universal set I am drawing this with the help of Venn diagram. Okay, we are drawing the universal set. This is the universal set. We are considering that, first of all we are considering that x be the number of students that do not having both the hobbies. Okay, if suppose I am considering x, let x be the number of students, okay, not having not having both the hobbies, both the hobbies. Okay, so we are considering that. So I am drawing the two sets, those who have confirmed their hobbies as a rock climbing. How many are there? Rock climbing rock climbing I am representing that set as R. Okay, and that rock climbing students are 130. Okay, these are 130. And another set I am drawing, that is a sky watching. Okay, I am representing this sky watching with the help of yes. Okay, this is now having 180. Okay, this is suppose given that 180 students inform about their hobby. Okay, 180 students inform their hobby of sky watching, 130 inform the hobbies about their rock climbing, and there are 110 students, 110 students. Okay, they have 110 students who follow both the hobbies, they have both the hobbies. But if suppose you have to calculate that which students or how many students they are interested only in rock climbing जर तुम्हाला काढायचं असेल, if suppose you have to find out rock climbing, then you simply calculate that by subtracting 110. 130 minus 110, that is the rock climbing students only. If suppose you want to find out only a sky watching students, then you have to subtract 110 from 180. So 180 minus 110, that is the only students have hobby of sky watching. And this 110 is what? It is the hobby of both, that is they are belonging the both hobby of rock climbing and sky watching. So first of all I am calculating that what is given with you, that you know that the universal set comprises of how many students? It comprises of 220 students. Okay, it comprises of 220 students. So when you have to calculate that, first of all I am calculating that let x be the number of students that do not have both the hobbies. So when I am calculating that the students having only hobby of rock climbing, that can be calculated as 130 minus 110, that comprise to be 20. Okay, again if suppose I have to calculate the students having only hobby of sky watching, it is calculated as 180 minus 110. 180 minus 110, it comes out to be 70. Okay, so when I calculate the total number of student, that is of R union yes, that can be calculated as, suppose it is 20 plus 110 plus 70, it comes out to be 200. So it comes out to be 200. So it shows that 200 students have the hobby of rock climbing, sky watching, and both. Okay, but you know that our universal set comprises of what? 220 students. So I can calculate with the help of that how many students that do not have hobby of both, that is either the sky watching or rock climbing. That can be calculated as, what is this universal set n of u is equal to, it is 220. We have n of r of union of r union s is equal to 200. So from that you can calculate the value of x. X is equal to what? X is equal to n of u minus n of r union of s. That comes out to be 220 minus 200. It comes out to be 20. So x value we have calculated, okay, it is 20. So we have calculated this 20, the number of students having only that do not have the hobby of either rock climbing and sky watching, we have find out. Now we have to find out that number of students having only rock climbing. I can calculate that number of students who have hobby of only rock climbing, that can be calculated as, we have calculated already it, but in a symbolic representation we can calculate as that number of students having only rock climbing. Okay, that here we have calculated already that students having only hobby of rock climbing. Okay, students having only hobby of rock climbing, that we have calculated, that is 130 minus 110, that comes out to be 20. Okay, then second question, students having only hobby of sky watching, that is also we have calculated, that is 110 minus 110, that comes out to be 70. This is calculated from this diagram, as we you know that this is the 130 minus 110 we have calculated as 20. This is 180 minus 110 we have calculated as 70. And at last we have considered that we have to find out that students who do not have any hobby of either rock climbing or this sky watching, that we have considered it as value x. This is out of, this is out of what, both these. We have considered this x be the number of students who do not have both the hobbies, either sky watching or rock climbing. We have considered it x. It is in the universal set, but that students are do not have both the hobbies, so that we have calculated here, that n is equal to r union of s is equal to what, 200 we have calculated. You know that universal set is what, our total how many students have their hobbies, 220. So x is equal to number of n of u minus n of r u s, that is number of r union s. R union s we have calculated, it is 200. And how many students are there, 220. So 220 minus 200, that comes out to be 20, and that is our answer. That is our answer. So in our answer, you know that what is, it is given that number of students, first is what, number of students who do not have both hobbies. Okay, that x is equal to what, 20. This is our first answer. Second is what, we have calculated students having only hobby of rock climbing. Students having only hobby of rock climbing, that comes out to be 20. And third is what, students having only hobby of sky watching, it comes out to be 70. So these are the three answers, and accordingly you have to draw a universal set, different sets of r and s in this diagram of Venn diagram. Representation of x, what we have represented x, because we have to calculate the value of x, and like that you have to solve this problem. Then we have to see the fifth and the last problem. and that is observe the given Venn diagram. Okay, here you have to observe the given Venn diagram and write the following sets. Here universal set has been given. It comprises of this A set, B set, S, T. A set comprises of X, Y, Z, M, N. B set comprises of P, Q, R, M, N. This is the intersection of both the sets A and B, M and N. S and T are the part of universal set. So you have to first of all calculate the value of A. Okay. So A set comprises of how many elements? A set comprises of the elements as X, comma Y, comma Z, comma M and N. Here this is the all this set X, Y, Z, M and N. These are the elements of this A set. Now what is the B set comprises of? B set comprises of these elements P, Q, R, M, N. All these sets. So P, Q, R, M and N. Then what is the A union of B? When you have to find any union of this both the sets, what is the union of both the set? All the elements. Okay, all the elements that are that are present in A and B along with that common element. So I am writing first of all the elements of X, Y, Z, then P, Q, R and M and N. Okay, so these are the A union B. Then you have to calculate that what is the universal set. Universal set comprises of all these elements along with this S and T. Okay, so universal set comprises of X, Y, Z, P, Q, R, M, N, S and T. Okay, then these are the elements of your universal set. All these elements of A set, all the elements of the B set and these elements that is present in this universal set. Okay, so this is the representation of the universal set. Now we have to calculate complement of A set. First of all you have to see that what is the complement of A set. You know that what is the A set comprises of. A set comprises of the element X, Y, Z, M, N. Okay, X, Y, Z, M, N. What is the complement of that A? Whatever element except that set. Okay, except these elements, whatever elements that are present in this universal set. So you have to compare this A set with U set, that is X, Y, Z, P, Q, R, M, N, S, T. So you have to compare this A with U. Whatever elements that are present in A, you have to leave that. You don't want to consider all this X, Y, Z, M, N. So you have to leave X, Y, Z, then M and N. So what are the remaining element in the universal set? I can write that P, Q, R, S and T. P, Q, R, S and T, that is the A's complement. Okay, then you have to calculate the B's complement, but before calculating B's complement you must know that what is the B set. So B set comprises of the element P, Q, R, M, N. This P, Q, R, M, N, except these elements, how many elements are present in this universal set? Okay, so you have to compare B with universal set. You have to compare that. You have to leave all these elements that are present in B. So you have to leave P, Q, R, M, N from this set. So you have to leave P, Q, R, M and N. So what are the remaining elements of the universal set now? X, comma Y, comma Z. Okay, and then S, comma T. So this is the complement of B. This is the complement of B. Now last we have to calculate that complement of A union B. But before understanding that, you must know that what is the A union B set. So A union B set is here. Okay, this is the A union B, X, Y, Z, P, Q, R, M, N. Okay, so you have to compare this A union B set with this universal set. You have to think that X, Y, Z, P, Q, R, M, N. So you have to leave all these elements of this set, and remaining element that are present in the universal set you have to take into A union B or complement of that. So you have to leave X, Y, Z, P, Q, R, M, N. How many elements remain then? Only remain the elements are S and T. So what are the complement of A union B? A union B, that is only S comma T. S comma T. So like that you have to solve all the exercise in practice set 1.4. If suppose you like this video, then don't forget to subscribe it, share it with your friends. Definitely we are giving you different videos. Thank you.